Okay, Joe. So this last bit, you were headhunted by Oddschecker, which is quite a big firm to be headhunted by, and you're now their head golf tipster. A couple of questions here. Do you find that sort of a large audience extra pressure? And also, you did sort of mention it earlier on, Oddschecker's business model is affiliate based. So if all your people that follow you are winning, then they're not getting any income. So it all seems a little bit counterproductive for Oddschecker. So how does it work?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, very proud that they contacted me and wanted me on the books, really. And I definitely did feel the pressure. I really did. I started mid-December. Now, in mid-December, there's no golf tournament. So for the first half a month, I was punting on the horses. And I definitely felt the pressure. It slightly changed my thought process for a couple of weeks. I'm not afraid to admit that. Then we had the first golf tournament of the year, and I put up Tyrrell Hatton, and he just so happened to go and win. It was awesome news for me and my followers. The next week, I put up Hideki Matsuyama, and he also won. Those two wins there just settled my nerves and just reminded me that, I'd got to this position through success of punting and what I was doing, and everything settled down. So for the first 2 weeks, I definitely felt the pressure, because this was the first time I'd never been headhunted before. So to be approached by a big company was, it's a real proud moment of mine. I'm proud to do what I do. So after those winners, I suppose everything settled down a bit. It's like I mentioned earlier with regards to being successful as a punter. It's counteractive in a way, because they're getting the eyes from my content, but I'm certainly costing a fair few bookies a little bit of money at the moment. So to try and approach a bookie and say, do you want my services? And it's like, well, yeah, we do, but you're probably going to cost us a few quid at the same time. So it's for them trying to find the balance of what I'm worth. I suppose what does help me is that not only do I do tipping, I've got my own podcast, the Ginger Joe Racing Show. It's starting to grow quite well. And I've got two very, very good pundits and tipsters with me. I've got a gentleman called Jamie Wren, very, very good tipster. Probably deserves a job in racing, to be honest with you, but he works with me, gets paid to do so, and rightly so. He's brilliant. I also have Liam Firkin, who won Racing TV's Tipstar, really good tipster, really good pundit, and we're building a nice brand, and our views are going up every week. We're doing weekend previews, stable tours. We do episodes on point-to-point racing, French recruits, pedigrees. We go back and talk about the greatest. So it's been an interesting transition to Oddschecker, but it has enabled me to grow my brand a little bit. And again, just the fact that my punting's been successful, it's a massive benefit, because it's hard to follow someone who may talk the talk but doesn't necessarily bring in the result. So look, I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity, and I'm just really glad it's going well. I am.
Now, I was going to ask if you collaborate with other good judges. So, because some punters, especially very successful punters I speak to, they don't want any outside influence. They don't want anybody else's opinion, because it takes away their focus, because they think they're good enough at what they do.
Yes.
So you're quite happy to have somebody chip in and...
Absolutely, absolutely. I call them my two wingmen. Again, Jamie and Liam, I trust them. I trust them with my life. They're very, very good pundits. They're very honest. We've all got very unique individual views, so we clash a lot, but in a good way. We talk about things.
Is that on the podcast?
Yeah. We do 3 or 4 every week now. So if anyone wants to come over and obviously follow us there, that'd be great. We really enjoy it. We also like interacting with the people.
What's the podcast called again?
It's the Ginger Joe Racing Show.
Okay.
It's been going about 3 years or so now. We've got sort of 4,000 subscribers, but now the views are really starting to build up quickly. We've got people commenting online saying when's the next episode out and things like that. And I've also been doing a series called the Punting Green. We were approached by Priced Up to do they actually contacted Oddschecker and asked if I'd be interested in doing a golf podcast. So I've been going into the studio for the majors and the Ryder Cup. And again, it's been pretty successful. Everyone seemed to be on the USA side for the Ryder Cup. I shouted about the rooftop saying, this is completely wrong. You've got it wrong here. There's 9 out of the 12 European players that are matching this golf course, yet there's only 3 from USA. I predicted the score of 15-13, which was about 20-1. I said Tommy Fleet would be the top scorer. He was at 14-1. Then we had a 5-point max win on Europe as well. and they won. So again, it's just something that's gone really well, but that studio time has been beneficial to me because although I've done interviews for golf and racing and been on podcasts, when you're, asked to do so for bigger companies, there's a bit more pressure, but this experience has really helped me, and I feel like now I can really start to kick on a little bit more.
Now, people watching this, now everything about this series is positive, but I've got to ask what people are screaming at home. You're tipping up on Oddschecker and priced up, and your figures are phenomenal.
Thank you.
But how many people are getting on at the prices that you? Because more popular you get, even the people that have been listening to your podcast for the last 3 years are going to get the ump if more and more people listen because they're going to find it harder. So, how do you sort of quantify the people that are tuning in?
Sure.
That you're putting up 101, and by the time they've watched the podcast, it's 33 or whatever.
Yeah, sure. I mean, look, I as I sort of briefly touched on it, I've tried to be really fair because I haven't wanted anything to tarnish my name. So, for example, we'll go with horses. If I find a selection and he's 10 to 1 across the board, yet two firms are offering 12 to 1, there's no way you will find me putting him up at 12 to 1 because I just don't feel it's ethically fair to do so. Obviously, by the time punters are sort of latching on, the prices go anyway. So I'm going with the majority price. I know there are people out there that don't. They will pick the one firm that are offering double the price to everyone else and trying to be smart. It doesn't feel fair to me. And like I said, I'm a self-built individual trying to build a brand. I'm trying to do everything fair, ethically. I don't want to be a bad influence and say, wow, he was only 100 to 1 with one firm, he was 50 to 1 everywhere else, because that's not fair. That's too big a difference. So I'm trying to find the average. I put a lot of pride in trying to be fair in that sense.
And the other thing, which is probably a reality, well, if you're clever enough to win, as you are, you still get your bets on. If somebody subscribed to you or started following you at the beginning of your massive run, most of them haven't got accounts left, have they?
No, that's right. Yeah. Again, other people are more happy to use family accounts, friends accounts, and because there's loads of bookies out there now, and they're probably going to last a fair amount of time. And some of these people may only be betting £5-10 each bet. Probably not going to do too much damage early on. But when you're trying to get a few hundred on, it's a complete game changer. But what I do have to almost counteract that, I've got my own paid service. It's a Discord. You can find the link on my Twitter, where I've got about 300 to 500 paying members. I don't even know the number at the moment, where I put extra content, my selections, and sometimes they're getting first come first serve and getting the opportunity to get on the prices. Not only does it help them get better value, but it also helps me top up my income on the basis that I'm not always able to get the full price. Some people say, well, if you're earning money off tipping, why do you need to have a paid service? Like, well, there's no limit to what you can earn. You've got to push yourself, and no one's going to give you money for free. And the fact I've got a product that has been winning consistently over 3 and 4 years now, I feel I'm well entitled to do so. And I've got members that have been with me for years now, and it's growing all the time. You get video content, you get horse racing content every day. And due to my connections, I often know where new recruits have gone before the general public, and this is a good opportunity for me to push my brand. And when people join my Discord group, they're there for life. They never leave. It becomes part of their day-to-day sort of life, and we talk horse racing all day, every day, share opinions, and it's a really good platform. I've got hundreds of sections there, and it's great. Yeah, it's really good.
So you evidently enjoy being hands-on,
yes,
visiting yards, appearing on social media, etc. The best will in the world. After a few years, you probably are right. If you'd be making money out of putting your selections up, but have you got any sort of aspirations? Would you like to be like the next face of punditry on terrestrial TV?
No, thank you. No, it's not actually something that really interests me. I'm sure if Racing TV, Racing Post, or At the Races came to me with an opportunity, it's definitely something I'd consider. But I feel that limits my income and my opportunities. I've built this brand. Like I said, I'm really proud of what I've done on my own. And sometimes when you join a company like that, they'll limit you to what you can and can't do. I'm quite happy to be a self-made individual brand. I'm not interested about being on telly, to be honest with you. It's just a personal thing. I know it's unusual, and most people are trying to win Tipster or trying to get a job on weekend previews of At the Races. It's just not me. I've got my 2 colleagues that help me do my podcast. We pick plenty of winners. We're very profitable. We do loads of content. We're earning money from YouTube. We're earning money from punting. You know, I've got my job with Oddschecker. I also work for a racing club and help promote sort of our syndicate horses. So I've got plenty of income avenues that I don't need to be out there. I'm not someone that likes to be the centre of attention, despite having my face in, you know, on Oddschecker, in my Discord, in Twitter. Although I'm out there, I'm not one for attention. I enjoy my quiet life, just earning my money as I go.
Okay, now just sort of nearly finally, you also point to points you like, so you
Yes.
have to actually go to point to
Yes.
points.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So how often do you do that?
Yeah, big fan of point-to-point racing and French racing, but unfortunately I don't go to the French racing at the moment. I've been to a lot of the British point-to-points before I went across to Ireland, and then after going to Ireland it just opened up the doors to go to more venues. And again, being able to attend these meetings and see all of the big owners there and just get chatting and talk about the horses, it's just built my experience in connections again. And like I said, you get to talk to these trainers and they understand that you're not out for anything except trying to build yourself as a brand. And again, it's just allowing me to grow even further. But that's the roots of horse racing. People don't like it when you say this horse costs 500 grand and he's now gone to Willie Mullins or Gordon Elliott, but it's not about that. It's about the progenies. I love the fact, like, for example, we've got Poet's Word is suddenly a really fashionable sire. He was a really good flat horse, but he's now producing the future of the sport. Annie Power, she's got Davy Crockett in Mystical Power. It's like the superstars of the past are now creating the superstars of the future. It's incredible. We're breeding these incredible animals, and to go and see them start their career and see how they finish up, it's remarkable. You know, we've had Gold Cup winners that have achieved nothing in France and have come over here and done loads. Cato Star is obviously well known, the fact that he ran about 10 times in France, then came over and won Tingle Creeks, King George's, Gold Cups, and it's very different now because, you know, you're buying horses in France now after 1 or 2 runs because you've just got to take the chance, otherwise Willie Mullins or Gordon Elliott are going to end up with the good horses. But to go to the roots of horse racing and the fact I actually love these animals, it's different. I'm not just a tipster, you know. I love these animals. Any chance I get to go and visit yards, I do so. And it's a very special sport. There's no other sport in the world like this where human meets animal and they come together and doing top speed over fences and jockeys are putting their lives on the line. It's just it's incredible. So if I can go see pointers or go and watch horses in the sales ring as 2-year-olds and then come back to them in 2 years and find out they've won a Group 1 or a graded race, it's just, it's remarkable. It's remarkable. It's a lot more than just earning money, but this is one beautiful sport, Simon. I don't think everyone understands that.
Well, I think everybody can tell that your passion it's definitely genuine and not contrived. One last question.
Sure.
Though. You're studying golf. You're studying horse racing, you're making podcasts, you're doing videos, you're going to stables, and you're even going to the odd point-to-point. Where do you find the time?
I don't know. You've got to get up early and just get yourself out there, I suppose. Like I said, I didn't want to get into an office, so I've just dedicated my time to getting my name out there. I'm up probably, Simon, till 2-3 o'clock sometimes in the morning, writing articles for my Discord, for Oddschecker. The Discord's my paid service, prepping for my podcast, again with help of Jamie and Liam, and then I'm up 7-8 o'clock. So I'm not getting a lot of sleep, but I'm so passionate about it. I love what I do, and while I've got the opportunity to do one thing I enjoy, I'm really trying to grasp it with both hands and just go for it. So trying to make the most of this opportunity, and if it means I got to get up at 5-6 o'clock to go to a yard, I'm buzzing when I wake up, Simon. I really am. I love it to bits.
Brilliant. So if people want to get involved,
yeah, sure. So they can obviously find me on Twitter, Ginger Joe Racing, and in my bio there is a link to my paid service. Welcome to join. It's no pressure. There's no forcing. Like I said, people join and then they can't believe how different it is to most services that they watch. Click the link. Any issues, drop me a message. But there's the podcast as well.
Is it golf and horse racing, or have you got a separate for each?
Yeah. So it's one service. It's all there. I've got different sections. So again, there's write-ups on every single point-to-point horse that's been through the ranks this year. All of the new French recruits, all of the golfers I fancy. I'll do you a course review. I'll narrow down the field for you to tell you. I'll even put up sort of players to avoid lists. And I've got a 99% record, shall we say, with this. I put Rory McIlroy on my not to back for the Masters, and he happened to get it done, unfortunately. So, but apart from that, it's all gone really well. And when they join, like I said, they love it, and they've been with me for years. And I don't charge much for this as well at all. So I want it to be affordable for people. Like I said, these people that talk to me every day, I get messages and we talk. I love it. I love interacting with other people. So please do join if you're interested. It'd be great to have you on board.
Brilliant. Well, Joseph Ginger Joe